evening and welcome to the Chrissy B Show. Now tonight we're going to be speaking all about skincare and makeup. What's the best way to look after our skin and how can we protect it from harsh weather and pollution? We'll also be looking at the importance of diet and the latest makeup trends. My guests are Chris Beetham, founder of Skin Blossom, Gemma Herdich, Director of Nutrition at the College of Naturopathic Medicine, and Eryca Freemantle, award-winning celebrity and international makeup artist whose clients have included Yasmin Le Bon, Seal, and the late Whitney Houston. So if you want to get in touch at any point during the show to ask any questions, you can email Chris at chrissybshow.tv. So we're going to start off speaking with our lovely first guest, and that is Chris. Now, I shouldn't forget your name because we've got the same name,
yes.
So that's great.
That's right.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Now, I know you believe very strongly in using organic products.
Yes.
But I know some
right.
people sort of maybe steer away from them because they think they're too expensive.
Yes, I mean, that is a common belief, and it is the case. I mean, my company, Skin Blossom, I started that about 5 years ago, and the whole mission was to make organic skin and hair care really affordable for everyone to use. And also, but really effective as well. I mean, there is a reason why organic skincare does kind of have a premium, and that's because the sort of, it's a lot of conventional skincare. It's very kind of cheap, synthetic chemicals. They can be quite harsh. They can be toxic on skin. Whereas organic skincare, you know, it works in harmony with the body, and the farming methods involved in that, you know, there is a lot of care involved. So that's why they contain a premium. But it doesn't need to be expensive, and you know, that's my whole mission.
But it's worth it, isn't it? If you know you're not putting like a load of chemicals on your face every day.
It totally is. I mean,
like you think you're putting things on to protect your skin, but it could actually be doing more harm than
yes,
good.
that's right. It's just you don't want to sort of increase the toxic burden on your skin. So if you just try and keep it as natural as possible. I mean, there is actually a lot of confusion about buying organic skincare because many products will say they're organic, but they contain, you know, just a few percentage organic ingredients. So if you're unsure, then always try and buy a product that's certified by an organic body, you know, that you know is going to be a high percentage organic and it's going to be safe, and you're getting what you pay for.
So you've brought a selection of products here to show us how to apply and like why they're important to use. Do you want to take us through that?
I'm actually going to focus on kind of the time of year. So kind of
harsh weather now.
Yes, because it's winter. Now, one thing that pretty much everyone will find this time of year is their skin gets a lot drier because there's less humidity in the air. You know, there's cold weather and heating systems, they all dry out. So it's a really good time to review your moisturiser. And what you want to do is make sure it's giving you enough hydration, protection and nutrients. Now, when I say protection, I mean from the cold weather and pollution, things like that, because they can be quite stressful for skin. They can be quite ageing. But
that's why people sometimes abroad and they live in the countryside and stuff, they've got such lovely skin.
Yes, I know.
They look so much younger.
Exactly. Because dry skin,
pollution.
you know, sort of aging can kind of look worse when skin's dry. But what's really important to remember is not to get something that's too greasy, because it's not really a good look, and you know, it can clog pores as well, and it can attract dirt. So you just want something that's sort of rich for your skin type. I mean, you just want to try this. Something that's long-lasting and smoothing, but doesn't give that greasy feel.
Yeah, oh, that's nice. It's like a silky feeling rather than a greasy.
Yes, exactly. Silky, rich.
Nice.
I mean, it does depend on your skin type, but you know, you want it to kind of go in well so it penetrates the skin.
Yeah. So there's not much smell there, but you were telling me earlier that, you know, the smell sometimes comes from all the perfume and the fake stuff sometimes, isn't it? So
that is
it's
exactly
a good sign not for it to smell too much.
That is true. That's true, Chrissy. Basically, you know, a lot of people, when they use organic skincare for the first time, they kind of go, oh, that doesn't smell what I was expecting. I'm not sure about the smell. But it's because it doesn't contain any artificial perfumes, which, you know, aren't good for us.
You can spray perfume on afterwards anyway.
Well, yeah, you can, and also, you know, you don't really, you put your perfume on, you use, you know, your body products and things like that that give you kind of the smell that you want. You don't need it from skincare. Skincare is about trying to make you sort of your skin as good as it can be.
It's really important.
Yeah,
okay.
it
really
is.
Nice.
And it's really important actually in winter. A lot of people forget about their arms and legs because they're often covered up. So
that's me. That's terrible. I remember the face and the hands.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone sees them.
Yeah.
So they can get neglected. So it's really important to use your body lotion throughout, you know, winter, because when it does come to spring again, you will be pleased because your skin's going to look great and you can, you know, wear short skirts and things like that. But one area, as you just mentioned, hands, they really, really take a battering in winter. Yeah. You know, we use them for so much things. So always try and use a hand cream. But it's really important to protect them from, you know, if you're doing washing up, always wear gloves. If you're going out in the cold weather, try and wear gloves then as well. And really, it's something that's quite common. I don't know if you've ever had it, but a lot of people get really uncomfortable dry hands in winter.
Yeah, I do sometimes.
So just something that's sort of a little extra treatment is just using organic shea butter. It's really lovely. I mean, if you want to try a little bit, it's very much a butter. You know, it does come out like a butter, but then it pretty much melts on contact with skin.
Yeah.
It's really, really rich, really regenerative.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful, and it's
That
great.
Feels nice. That feels
Yeah,
good.
it's lovely, isn't it? It's great for any kind of, if you've got any irritated areas, it's great for that.
Would you use that as well as the hand cream?
Yes,
or?
I would. Well, what I was going to say is, it's good. Yeah, it's good for irritation, elbows, lips, and anywhere really on your body.
Okay.
But what you can use your hand cream, you know, throughout the day as your hands get dry. But for a really intensive treatment for hands and feet, because feet get really dry as well. Yeah. You know, you want them to look nice. If you slather on loads of shea butter, and then at night, if you just put on some sleep socks and sleep gloves, and then when you wake up,
keep you warm as well during the winter.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, double thing.
I hadn't thought of that actually, but that's true. Yeah, so you know, you can just put them on, and putting them on, obviously, it keeps the shea butter on and it helps it to work. But it means you don't.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah. You don't. I mean, you can get these in most kind of chemists. You can get shea butter in most health stores, and it stops you kind of getting greasy hair and grease all over your bed sheets and everything like that. And then when you wake up, you'll have lovely soft hands and feet.
That's nice. Good idea.
Yes, it is. It is really nice. Now, another really common complaint this time of year is dullness, because what happens is, you know, we lose our summer glow, and we also, you know, we get a build up of dead skin cells.
Yeah.
So what I sort of tend to do is just use a muslin cloth with your normal cleanser. Right. So I mean, it doesn't matter if you use a wash, face wash, or a cleansing milk. That's kind of like personal preference. But if you just take it off with a muslin cloth, so just wet it in sort of lukewarm water and squeeze it out, and then just use really tiny little circular movements all over the face. It's kind of a really gentle way to exfoliate. So you really get that glow.
But you use it with the product, or
yes,
just
to take it off. So to take it off.
Oh,
yeah.
right,
So you would either put your cleanser on or your face wash on, and then you would take it off with this and sort of move it around.
Yeah, so
it's quite gentle, yeah, but it's got the exfoliation thing. I mean, this is something.
So I would never thought of using that.
It's just, you know, it's so cheap, just a couple of pounds, and you know, they last for ages, and you can wash them and things like that. And it's really good, you know, for exfoliation. But I would say, because you don't want to cause any damage to your skin, so I would limit that to once a week.
Right. Okay.
But it's great. I mean, if you're going out on a night out, it's great because your skin just really glows and looks brilliant.
Nice idea.
Yes. Now moving on to eyes. Obviously, you know, eyes. But they do tend to show ageing quite a lot, and they also show.
No.
Yeah,
no close-ups, please.
And they show tiredness, you know, which is a common thing.
Or if we don't get enough sleep, like me.
Exactly. So you know, I always kind of recommend using an eye cream when you can, because it does keep them in good condition, keeps them hydrated, gives them nutrients, things like that. But what's really important when you're putting it on is that you don't damage your skin.
My friend's always telling me off for being too rough around the eye area when I'm putting cream on.
Well,
No, you're not supposed to stretch the skin. You can't do it like that.
Exactly.
But sometimes when you're in a hurry, you sort of just, you know.
It is hard, but I mean, I can show you a method that's just very quick and easy. Okay. And, you know, if you just use it all the time, then, you know that it's a safe way to put it on. So if you just apply it a little to your ring finger, and then just rub in, just warm it between the fingers, and then just dab very, very gently in tiny little dots close to each other all the way around the eye bone. So go.
Oh, so not close to the eye.
Well,
just here.
You can't. It's best. It will kind of seep in.
Oh,
it will sort of seep in because you don't want it to get into your eye. I mean, you can.
I do that so often.
Well, yeah, and
I always end up with cream in my nose, and I'm like, my eyes are all red.
Exactly, and that's not really, you know, a good look. I mean, you can sort of go a little bit closer, but
I normally go right up to here because I think, but
it should seep in. A good eye cream, you know, will seep in. But you know, obviously you can adapt it for your
But
own.
how about here as well? Would you put it here or still on the
I would
outside?
sort of try and steer it, because the bone, it does kind of come down quite a long way. If some people do get really dry skin, like on the lids, and you know, if that's the case, you could try to just go a little bit further in. But adapt it to your beauty regime. But just putting it on with your ring fingers keeps it really gentle, and you know you're not doing any damage.
Oh. Okay, I have to change. It's the first thing I have to change.
And then with obviously party seasons approaching, so I have a really quick tip, which to just really revive your eyes. All you need is 2 cotton wool pads, and basically just wet them in cold water, squeeze them out, and then lie back and relax with these on your eyes for a few minutes. It's really reviving. Yeah, it's just, you know, it doesn't cost anything. Really reviving. You know, really refreshing, and it's just really, it's like a little pick-me-up if you're going out.
Cold, it has to be cold water. Right?
Yes, cold water, yeah. I mean, if you don't like cold water, you could use it lukewarm, but the cold will give it that real sort of pick-me-up effect. It's just really nice.
What about the cucumbers? Because I remember I used to put cucumber on my eyes a while back.
You can,
I mean, but it used to sting my eyes, I don't know.
I mean, no, you can do that, and I've done that as well. I mean, it's, you know, with these eye treatments, I mean, if you've got time, it's great to put a face mask on as well, you know, and yeah, you can use the cucumbers, but it's just, you know, don't sort of feel that you have to, because it's just, there's so much to do as it is without sort of thinking, I need to go out and buy a cucumber. But, you know, if you've got one handy and you like that, then that would be great, and that would work as well.
Okay.
So just moving on now to a little relaxation tip, because obviously...
we need relaxing sometimes.
Yeah, I know. I mean, this time of year... There's everyone, you know, has got such busy lives, and this time of year particularly, we're so busy trying to get ready for Christmas, and it's really fun, but it also is really exhausting, and you know, we need to relax as well. So what I do is just use organic lavender oil.
Right.
It's, again, you know, just a few pounds from the health store. It smells lovely. Have a little smell.
Yeah, I love the smell of lavender.
So just a few drops of this to your bath at night, and you know, it's really renowned for helping aid a good night's sleep. And I always notice it, that I sleep a lot better. Or you could put a couple of drops on your pillow if you're not having a bath. So it's just really nice.
It's lovely.
And just to mention, you know, obviously it's great to use all the skincare products, do all the pampering, but really that's just one part of kind of beauty regime. It's really important to eat well, try to get lots of antioxidants from lots of fruits and vegetables, and also really try and keep active whenever you can. I mean, I love, you know, Pilates and yoga, but just long walks are just brilliant for you, you know, really help get your circulation going and, you know, get some sunlight.
You know, sometimes people, Chris, might say, I don't have time to look after my skin, but would you say that's it's possible for everyone to do?
Yeah. I mean, I totally know. I mean, I've got 2 young children, you know, and working.
And I mega busy.
Yeah, I know what it's like, but I think the thing is just to try and incorporate it into your routine, even if it's just a few minutes every day. If you get it into your routine, something like brushing your teeth, you know, perhaps do it before or after that. It eventually becomes such a habit that you will just do it. And you know, with such busy lives, it's nice just to take sort of a few minutes out and just do something. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just do something that's really pampering and just makes you feel good, and you know you're looking after yourself. So yeah, just try to do that.
Ladies all have to make time for this, right? Chris, thank you so much. That was really great advice from you. Thanks you very much. And if you want more information about what Chrissy does and also her website, you can go to chrissybshow.tv. We're going to go to a break now, and then we're going to be speaking about a lot more lovely things after this break. So join us then. Welcome back to the Chrissy B Show, where we're speaking all about how to have beautiful skin. And now I've got Gemma Herdich with me. Hello.
Hi.
Thanks so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
So we've got a table full of lovely things here, but before we begin, can you just tell us what you do?
Well, I'm the Director of Nutrition at the College of Naturopathic Medicine, and naturopathic medicine, for those who don't know, is about holistic medicine, about looking at the overall person, the overall body, and all the systems of the person to really generate wellness for them.
Okay. So obviously, like, you've got a lot of natural stuff here, which, you know, we do need to look after ourselves. We can't just rely on creams and things. If we don't look after ourselves internally, then there's not much point, is there?
Yeah, well, the skin is a reflection of our internal environment. So we really look at generating health and good skin from the inside out rather than just looking at the externals. But of course, the externals can really benefit us, especially in winter when we are looking at the sort of harsher climates, those sorts of things.
Okay, so what can you tell us about these things here?
Okay, well, I've brought a few bits and pieces in that I think would probably, be found in most people's kitchen, and if not, you could really start, utilising them, because dry skin particularly is damaged skin, okay, and one of the other causes of damage is having high blood glucose. So I've brought some foods here to show you how you might help to manage that and how you might, use them topically as well. Okay. So we've got our oats, for instance, here, which we're going to use in a mask a little bit later on. And our oats help stabilise the way that our blood glucose is actually managed. Okay, so instead of having a peak in blood sugar, it just goes nice and slowly, so the cells know what to do with it. When our cells don't know what to do with it, there's too much glucose in the blood, and it can actually start damaging our capillaries, and our skin will suffer as well.
Okay.
Yeah. They actually, I'm not sure, you might have seen a show a couple of weeks ago that was talking about aging and how the problems with blood sugar really shows on the skin. So diabetics or people with like hypoglycemia, they're going to show more wrinkling, more damage, that sort of thing. So yeah.
So these are good to have what, breakfast time?
Great to have breakfast time. You can have it as a snack, make it into a smoothie, those sorts of things as well. Yeah. There's lots of properties in oats that are going to be helpful. So there's good fats, there's various different vitamins and minerals in there as well. So it's all going to work sort of in combination.
And don't add loads of sugar, right?
Don't add any sugar.
People would, I would.
Don't add any sugar. Our peppers here too, these are fantastic because they're also rich in vitamin C. And our vitamin C is important for building collagen, which, as we know, is what's going to help us have really supple and lovely
that's
skin.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to eat more peppers.
Yeah, vitamin C, which is similarly with the kiwi fruit. Okay, so this is really, really rich in vitamin C, and also has vitamin E, which is going to be beneficial for, healthy skin. And they have bioflavonoids. Okay, so bioflavonoids help us to absorb our vitamin C, but they also help to mop up the free radicals, which is what damages the skin.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
So,
well, actually, I have to say, I love natural. I eat a lot of fruit and veg already, but this is great to see. Look like it's good for the skin as well.
Yeah, well, vitamin A.
I know it's good from the inside and like my health and everything, but I didn't sort of think it affected the skin so much.
Yeah, well, it does. It does.
Yeah.
And I think, you can see when people are eating well, when they're exercising, their skin benefits, their skin glows. And when we're not doing those good things, if we go out, have a night on the drink, that kind of thing, the next morning you can really see how it's taxed the skin.
Dehydrated.
Yeah, dehydration, which sort of brings us on really to the parsley in our leafy greens, because we have lots of magnesium in our leafy greens. And I think over the winter months, we're not eating as many leafy greens because we're not having our salads and those sorts of things. So we're missing out on magnesium, which helps keep the moisture in our cells. Okay, so if you think about a cell and you think about how we've got, the structure of the outside of the cell, and it's got to hold that water in, the magnesium will help it do that. And if it doesn't, you can imagine something more like a prune, it's all shriveled. That's like the surface of our skin. All the cells on the surface of our skin could be shriveled, and then we're going to look older, more wrinkly, drier, that kind of thing as well. So if we have lots of
now this is
herbs,
flat leaf, isn't it?
This one?
Or is it curly?
I think this, I'm not really sure. It looks more like curly to me, but it could be.
This looks a bit combination of both, actually.
Yeah, it does,
But it doesn't matter which
it's
one.
Travelled, this one, it's travelled.
So it doesn't matter which one it is.
No, either one is fine. It'll be rich in magnesium. It'll have a lot of vitamin C as well, which is, as we were saying, is great for the collagen in your skin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I see an avocado. I love avocados.
Delicious.
Love them in salads with olive oil and stuff. I love that.
Yeah, fantastic.
Although my friends, as I have some friends from Brazil, and they actually mix it with milk and sugar, so it's not as good for you, but it really does taste delicious.
Everything in moderation.
Honey instead, right? Maybe
yeah, honey would be a better choice.
Soya milk or something.
Yeah. The avocado there is rich in our vitamin E, okay, which is fantastic, and also a lot of the fatty acids and our essential fatty acids, which is really going to help make the skin supple and improve the integrity of the skin. Some people mash it up and put it on their face too as like if it's organic, an organic mask.
And it's good for hair as well, because I had a friend that used to put it in her hair.
Yeah. Yeah, it can. It can help. It can help
messy,
keep the. Yeah, well, it is a bit more of a messy option, but it can help keep moisture in the skin.
So you've
as
got
well.
is this avocado oil as well?
Yeah, that's the avocado oil, which
Okay.
you don't want to heat, but it's quite nice if you just drizzle it over a salad. And as long as you have it cold pressed, then that can be quite good for you as well. And it's also quite nice for drier skin, so older skin as well. It's not something that you'd recommend for a younger skin because it can be, you know, a little bit too thick, a little bit too rich. But you know, your avocado oil, older skin, dry skin, skin on the body rather skin on the faces, it's really good as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So what else do we have here?
Ginger. Okay, so our ginger is really lovely to help boost the circulation. So one of the problems of winter skin is that your skin's not getting the circulation that it's used to in the summer months because all of our body sort of tries to reserve its heat internally rather than on the externals. So we're going to get our dry hands, you know, dry cold hands, face is going to suffer as well. So if you really want to speed up your metabolism as well as increasing your circulation, you want to have something like some ginger.
Metabolism as well. That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah, it does. It helps speed up your
How do
metabolism.
you know what food is good for, like the age, to what age? Or
Well,
is it like in...
No, well, I think you can think about, you know, the integrity. Are you talking about skin particularly?
Yeah.
Okay, well, zinc is something that you think about in terms of age groups because younger people usually have more problems with oilier skin. Okay, so they have, you know, breakouts, acne, that kind of thing. So we want zinc to try and help balance and regulate the hormones. Okay, and there is some zinc in your ginger as well. And also you can use zinc topically. Okay, which will help with an antibacterial action as well and get rid of some of the zits and pimples that you might get, you know, when you've got problems with, you know, acne-prone skin kind of thing. For older ages, you're looking more at the oils as well because our ability to digest really breaks down as you get older. So you need to help put in those good things and, you know, in greater quantity. So things like, you know, perhaps your nuts and your avocados, that they all have a lot of good fats in them, but they're also, you know, better to digest with something like maybe your lemon, okay, because it's going to stimulate your liver, stimulate the bile, and then you're going to be able to absorb more of your food rather than it just, you know, going to waste.
Okay. And the mackerel, now we all know that oily fish is good for you, but what in particular is it good for? Like
Well, it's anti-inflammatory,
Right.
okay, which is one of the properties that helps, you know, generate really good skin. And as the omegas are also going to make up the integrity of your cells, so you really need that to help balance your skin and protect your skin from the damage that is going to be done in wintertime.
Now I heard that you don't really need to start looking after your skin until like gone 30. Is that a myth? Would you say, or should you start young?
I think it's a myth.
Because you can't be too young, can you? You can always...
No, surely not. I mean, the signs of aging begin, you know, really, really young. You can tell, you know, from in photographs where people are possibly going to have, you know, skin cancers develop and these sorts of things because of the damage, the oxidative damage on their skin. It's never too young. I think, if anything, you know, you really want to start building a healthy body from, you know, preconception. So... I don't think it's ever too young.
You can't apply anything to your skin there.
No, maybe not. More from the internal out.
Okay. So you're also going to demonstrate a couple of face products and masks and things for us, because you can do this naturally as well. If you're on a budget or something, you can do things naturally, can't you?
Absolutely. Well, this is a really simple one. It looks a little bit like a smoothie. Okay, this is the end product here.
Oh, okay. It's a blended. So you didn't put anything in that. It's just the... Is it the oats?
This is the oats. Yeah, I'll show you how to make it now. But at home, I'd probably use one of the little hand blenders.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, because you use your oats, but the smaller they are, like they call them colloidal oats when you get them really, really nice and small, more of the properties of the oats will come out. So you've got your good fats, you've got saponins in there, which will help get out the dirt, etc. And you'll also have like the polysaccharides, which are going to help create a gel on your skin and really protect it. So we just put about... Well, equal amounts generally of your oats to your yogurt.
And that's just normal natural yogurt. That one.
Normal natural yogurt. Organic is better as well because if you're going to have full fat organic yogurt, you'll still have vitamin A and vitamin D in there, which is going to be good for your skin. And some raw unprocessed honey. Okay, so your raw honey is going to have the enzymes in it. Whereas if it's pasteurized,
so nice, I'm getting hungry. I know we're not supposed to eat it, but it's like...
If you if you make sure that your honey is nice and raw and unpasteurized, so if it doesn't say unpasteurized, then it would be pasteurized in the shop.
If it just says pure honey,
Pure
that's
honey,
okay,
it's been pasteurized.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, so you either want to go and find, you know, a farmer's market or something like that, or just look for one that actually says unpasteurized, raw and unpasteurized, because those enzymes will really help protect the skin. There's antioxidants in there, which will help with any free radical damage. So that's your breakfast cereal.
If you make too much, you can eat some.
Exactly.
And the rest you can slap on your face, right?
And you might want to throw a couple of drops of lavender. Lavender's really soothing, or geranium if you've got problem skin, because geranium's quite balancing for the skin. And if you blend this, you'll get the consistency there, which is obviously a bit easier to apply. And this is more like something you'd have for breakfast. You know, sans the oil.
So it's very quick as well.
Yeah, it is.
So people that say they don't have much time for skincare and stuff, that was very fast.
Yeah, and you can put that on your hands as well if they need a treat, the face. Just leave it on for 15 minutes and then dry it off.
15 minutes, okay.
15 minutes,
That's great. Okay, you're going to show us one more?
I've made one more.
You made one, okay.
This is the end product here. So these are all the sorts of things that they make at these skincare and beauty short courses at our college. So this, I've just brought the end product because it is a little bit more complicated to make, but all you need is basically 5 tablespoons of this, a coconut oil.
Okay.
Which,
so any coconut oil, or is it
extra virgin's better, of course, you know, because it's going to maintain its properties. It's going to have been cared for, but it's solid at room temperature. Okay, because it's a saturated fat. So we'll have 5 tablespoons of that, about 1 tablespoon of your castor oil. Okay, because this is a very nourishing oil. You can even put it on your eyebrows to start growing back eyebrows, those sorts of things.
Oh, really?
It's actually, it's a fantastic, fantastic oil, really helpful. Not so much internally. Some people use it internally, but I'd probably steer clear of that. Yes. Heat those together, just on a low heat, and then it'll end up becoming solidified once you've put it into its glass jar. And you can choose some essential oils to put in there as well if you want to. Obviously, if it's on your face, you just want 1 drop. Any more than that, it can be quite, you know, irritating. But for, excuse me, sorry. But for the body or for circulation, you might choose something like the orange oil that we've got, or even something like Melissa, which can be very nourishing and also can help stimulate the circulation around your body.
And how often would you use that? Is that for the hands or any part of the body? Would you
I'd put that on after a shower, you know, to help keep the moisture in your skin.
And it's not greasy? It's not very...
It's much better for winter. Okay. For summer, I'd be going more for something like a jojoba oil, because that's going to be a lot. It's a lot lighter.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It smells lovely as well.
It does smell really nice. Yeah.
Okay. And do you need to keep this in the fridge because it's
natural?
that
will keep.
Really?
Fine.
How long for?
That will keep, you know, until you run out of it. Really.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Because sometimes you think if it's natural, then you have to sort of keep it stored, or it has a short shelf life. But oh, that's really good.
No, well, the coconut oil, because it's a saturated fat, it's quite a stable fat, and as long as you don't sort of, I don't know, misuse it, you know, drag it with you everywhere, then it should be fine.
Okay, and that one obviously you have to use quite fast because of the yogurt.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't keep that for more than a day.
All right, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for
My
that lovely
pleasure.
demo.
Thanks for
So
having me.
ladies, we need to start, you know, using our natural stuff, and you can make your things at home as well. So that's great. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
All right, so do stay with us. We're going to go to a quick break, and then we have some lovely makeup lessons after this break. So join us then. Welcome back to the Chrissy B Show, and I'm so excited now because we have Eryca Freemantle with us, and she's going to be speaking to us all about a nice winter look for makeup. But first of all, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
It's a great pleasure to have you here. It's lovely.
You.
So tell us about yourself first, because you've come from quite a traumatic experience, haven't you? Can you tell us a bit about that first?
By all means, and I don't mind sharing it. I've been in the makeup industry for over 33 years now. I'm called an international celebrity makeup artist, but it just means you jump on one plane to the next. And how I got involved in the industry, I was involved, unfortunately, in a car accident.
Gosh.
That accident left me with over 250 scars on my face.
Wow.
The loss of my hair and the near amputation of my left leg. In fact, I was told that I'd never be able to walk again.
Gosh, it's terrible.
So you can imagine as a young girl in your prime and you're just starting to get to know yourself, and then this tragedy happens to me. And how it happened, I was in a petrol station and a lady came in and she lost control of her car.
Oh gosh.
And all I remember is the car hitting me and waking up in hospital. But apparently she lost control. She put her foot on the brakes. Instead of the brake, she put her foot on the accelerator and made myself into a human sandwich with the kiosk. So my face landed in the glass. That's why we know how many pieces of glass there were, because they had to take them out my face.
Now, I don't see any scarring at all.
Well, fortunately, I'm very good at what I do. And it happened quite a while ago. So when I removed my makeup, the scars are still there. I have what I called 7 different shades of black going on under my makeup. But obviously with years of experience and learning how to apply my makeup and using the correct skin products, it's helped alleviate the scars. But one thing that's not gone is the scar of the mind. It's permanently with me. And that's how I got into makeup. I had to find a way to camouflage the scars, and there was nothing available for dark skins then, and there still isn't that many. But I eventually found something. But how I found what I found was I actually got some mud. I got some mud from the garden, and I used my mother's foundation. My mother's about 6, 7 shades lighter than me, and I mixed that with the mud. And I put that on my face, and that was my first experience with makeup.
Wow.
And if you know anything about mud, you know that it turns into clay, it dries. So that was my experience with the product that I made, but it gave me 2 hours of confidence, because I stayed in my house for 3 years. I couldn't leave my house for 3 years, But I've come through that.
I can see that, and you're really confident when you're speaking and everything, so you've done really well,
Well, there are moments when it still attacks me, it still hits me, but then I remember that I've got life, and I use my unfortunate experience and I turned it into something positive.
So that's great to do that, because sometimes people will just crumble, but you've obviously done something great with it, so that's really, really positive.
Yeah, and with the hair, I went through so many different things of trying to find a look that suited me, and I was told that I'd never be able to walk again, so I then got into a lot of physicality. I did a lot of fitness. I'm also a fitness coach.
Oh, okay.
And I wore a wig to the class, and need I tell you what was going to happen? I wore the wig, I went to the left when I was doing the class, and the wig went to the right, and it flew off my head. And from that day, I saw blind that whatever you see is what you get. And I've learned to grow into myself and like myself. And a lot of people think that my hair is a fashion statement. It isn't. It's an accident that happened that I've grown into. So yeah, that's
Well, you'd never know it, so, but I think you're amazing.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
We should have you on to talk about your whole story one day.
Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah,
I'd love to. As long as I'm empowering other women, I think it's really important, and that's what makeup is all about. You know, makeup, corrective makeup. It makes us feel really beautiful. It makes us feel empowered, and I know the power of makeup.
Yeah. Great. Okay, so we have a model here with us, Eryca.
Yes, we have the lovely Abigail here with us, and I'm going to show you today how to do a winter 2012 makeup. People tend to follow trends, and you know, you have in magazines, people write, this is how you should do this, this is how you should do that. I'm a great believer, do what's right for you. Don't follow trends, because you end up getting confused and you don't know what colour to wear, what colour not to wear. But just as a basic understanding, and just to show our viewers how to apply makeup and to give you that winter 2012 look, which you can carry over to spring, I'm going to show you how to apply a makeup. Well, what we did with Abigail, we cheated slightly and we put some moisturiser on first. With it being winter, we needed the moisturiser to penetrate into her skin. So we put that on a few minutes before, and I can see that's worked into the skin lovely. And the next thing that goes on, there are different orders, but my preference is to use a foundation. And I always believe less is more. And with a foundation, I believe it should look as natural as possible. And I don't know if your viewers know, but in the winter, the spring, and in the summer and autumn, our skin tone changes. Whether you're a dark-skinned woman like myself or the palest of Caucasian skins, you'll see that your skin goes through different transitions through the different periods. So in the winter, we tend to look a little bit paler. So what I'm going to do is, I've actually found in advance a foundation that I'm going to apply. And this is a liquid foundation that you can build up onto the skin. And so I use a brush. I use a special foundation brush. However, you can use your fingers and you can use a sponge. But for hygiene, I prefer a brush, and you have a lot more control. So just using a very small amount, and obviously I'm a makeup artist, so I know this is the right shade for her. But if in doubt, if you're not sure, I do use the back of my hand as well. Never put the product directly onto the face. Always test the area.
Right.
So, you know, as I said, with your face, you've got so many different shades going on. You've got darker under the eyes, around the hairline. But your foundation should always try and match it to your neck as close as possible. And in my case, as I said, I've got 7 different shades of black going on, and I have no hair. And I'm going to show you how to bring the foundation into your hairline. It doesn't matter, because the one good thing about makeup is that it can wash off. People tend to forget. So just using a brush, I'm just going to quickly put it on her chin, turning her slightly to camera, on the chin, and blending it down to the neck, and it should disappear. And I'd like to believe that has worked.
Yeah.
So I'm going to now, using the brush and warming up the product on the back of my hand, I'm going to show you how to camouflage and even out the skin. And as you can see with Abigail, just slightly under her eyes, they're slightly darker. Now, there are a lot of people that say that you should use something like a concealer, but I'm a great believer in less is more. We are in control of our products, so you can use your foundation as a concealer.
Oh, that's good.
So
one less product to keep in the makeup box.
One less product. And when you apply the makeup at first, sometimes it may look a little bit pale and it may look quite ghostly, but there are ways to warm up the product. So I've just put it under the eye and I'm leaving it there first. Then I'm going to take it and using quick motions, just going to apply it all over the face. If you turn to camera for me, please. And you can see she's got some red blotches. So all we're doing is blending. Yes. Just blend, blend, quick movements, rather than dragging the skin and damaging the skin. Just very quick motions.
And light as well. Right?
Very light motions as well. As my colleagues in the industry say, the more gentler we are with our skin, the better it is for our skin. We have to invest in ourselves. So we have to look after ourselves. And I believe that earlier one starts to look after their skin, the better. So you can see I'm working on the outer area, on the chin, taking it under the chin. Thank you, Abigail. Around the chin. And moving fairly quickly. And again, I'm just going to ask Abigail to turn to me, just to cover. You can see just very quick movements, stipple movements. Warming up the product using my brush. And again, this is a very light application. It's not to, you know, inundate her face with foundation. It's just to give her a very natural look. Now we're going to do right under the eyes and in the corners. So we have to be a little bit gentler and a little bit softer with the motions. And we're just blending. The secret to any makeup application is blend, blend, and keep blending. You know, the makeup doesn't control you. You control the makeup. People tend to forget that.
Do you suggest people should use primers, or is that not necessary?
Yes, again, dependent on the skin type, dependent on what you're doing and your age. But yes, primer is there. For those of you that don't know what a primer is, it's exactly what it says. It's something that you put on the skin after the moisturizer and before the foundation, and it helps the foundation to sit onto the skin. So yes. So blending, making sure you can see I'm warming up the skin, I'm not dragging the skin, and I'm trying to make it look as natural. And another secret is to put it on the lips too, because that will give even coverage and something for the lipstick or the lip gloss to work with.
Oh, right, okay.
So I'm going to show you what I did with the hairline. We take it right up to the hairline. As I'm sure you've seen people that stop right here.
Yeah.
And they've got that mask look. You know, blend it up to the hairline, around the ear. And again, on the other side, you blend it right up. And remember, this is a natural look. We still want her to look quite warm, but not so stark. So taking it into the eyebrows, it doesn't really matter. And remember, the most important thing with makeup is that it's removable. You cannot make a mistake. So that's the foundation done, giving her a very natural, soft look.
She's so pretty.
Abigail sure is. Now, the next step, usually what I do after you apply the foundation is to put the powder on.
Okay.
I have an industry secret that I'm going to share with everyone.
Ooh.
And I have one powder that works for everybody. And that's from the palest of skins to the darkest of skins. And people say, how can that work? I use a talc powder.
Are you serious?
I use a white talc
gosh.
powder, and I use a very large brush. In fact, I think for Abigail, I'll go for a slightly smaller brush. I use this one. This is the powder that I have on. So if you look at the contrast of the skin colouring, it's something that I would use in yourself, and obviously I'm going to use an Abigail. But the secret is, it's about how much you apply. What we want to do is give her a matte look and a natural look. Obviously, if you go into and you put too much product, it's going to go everywhere, and it's going to make you look, it's going to make you have the white face, regardless of your shade. So the secret is to put the brush in the powder and shake off the excess. One, you're saving the product, and then before you actually apply the product to the face, you blow the remainder off. So you blow away, so that doesn't go into the eye or to the eyelashes, and then shake.
Okay.
And then using circular motions, very soft circular motions, making sure that you blend. Yeah. You apply to the lips, onto the nose, onto the eyes. So Abigail, if you can just turn to me, please. Thank you. And just dabbing it into the skin. And obviously subject to the skin type. If she's got an oily skin, you'd apply a little bit more. Dry skin, a little bit less. But you work with the skin type of the individual. So you just blend it all in. Everywhere that you've applied the product, you blend it in. And you blend, take it up to the ear. That tickled, I'm sorry.
Eryca,
Yes,
are you
it
able
tickled.
to finish like in a few minutes?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, okay, cool. Because I want to get the whole look, I don't want to run out of time.
Okay, so this winter look, we've done the foundation, which is the most important thing. So the emphasis is going to be on the lips. So we want to put a little bit of eyeshadow onto the eyes. We're not going to do too much eyebrows or emphasis of mascara. So what I'm going to go for is a very natural colour, which is like a beige, soft beige colour. You can see it on the brush, it's almost the same colour. And we're just going to rub that one stroke over the eye. So Abigail, if you close your eyes for me. And we just cover the eyelid. And it doesn't matter if it's as close to your skin colour as possible. And that's what we would call a nude look. Blending it outwards and again softly. We're not going to put any mascara on, or we're not going to do anything to the eyebrows other than neaten up the eyebrows at the end.
So is this more a day look then?
It's down to the individual. It's a day look, but once you see I put the lipstick on, then you can transfer it to whatever you want it to do. So looking at the different shades, this is a palette that's got eyeshadows and lipsticks. I'm not going to go for the pink and I'm not going to go for the red. I'm going to mix the two. So just using a brush, warming up the product, again using the back of my hand, mixing the two colours together. This is, you can see, makeup artist skills.
Yeah.
Just going to quickly do this for you. So using a different brush now, a lip brush, mix the colours, and instead of using a lip pencil, I'm going to use a lip brush to outline the lip. So very carefully, just outlining the lip. And it doesn't have to be perfect, because the good thing, it's the same product that you're using. So
you get away with it, you don't have that, sort of dark
that
line.
Harsh line. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then all you do is fill it in using the brush that's designed for the lips. A lot of people tend to find it difficult to use a bright colour. But as I said, it doesn't really matter, because if you make any errors, the good thing is that you can wipe it off. So Abigail, I'm going to ask you to just do that for me so I can, and then open your mouth so that I can do your top lip and fill in this.
Suits her, the colour, it's really nice.
Yeah, because what I did is I looked at her skin tone
Yeah.
and I decided to warm it up. So if you relax your mouth for me, please. Just fill this in. The only thing with bright colours, you do have to take a little bit longer to make sure that you've got the definition of the lips.
And not get it on your teeth too.
And not get it on your teeth. But again, it doesn't really matter because you can wipe it off.
Just need to check before you go out anywhere, right?
And walk with your mirror. I'm always fascinated by women that do their makeup on the tube. I've never known how they do it because you do need steady hands.
Yeah.
So the lips are not perfect, but what we'll do is, we'll ask Abigail to just do this. And then using the tissue, you can just neaten up the edge. It's a skill that takes a little bit of practice and getting used to. And if you're not used to wearing such a bright colour, you can always tone it down.
That looks nice on her.
Abigail, do this for me. You're used to it, aren't you? And there we have the winter 2012. You can always add,
nice.
take away. You can add mascara if need be. You can put a bit of blusher there.
So it's true what you're saying, like less is more. I thought you were going to use a lot more stuff, but this is great because she looks lovely.
And then what you can do as well, you can cheat. I'm not going to do it for Abigail, no, but what you can do to neaten the eyebrows, you can use the same mascara wand and you can comb that through and that would actually neaten the eyebrows as well. Or you can use an old toothbrush and you can neaten that as well.
Okay, lovely, she looks lovely.
And that's my Abigail, winter 2012
Just a question about the powder. Now, is it a specific makeup powder or you can use any talcum powder? So sorry if it's a silly question.
It's really not a silly question.
Okay.
Depends on your financial, your budget. But when I first started out, I used Johnson's Baby powder. Not in excess because it's quite a thick powder, but it's the same technique. Blow and blend, and that's what I did for years. But then I went out to industry and I found the talc powder that's a little bit more refined. But yes, it's a white powder and it gives you that matte look and it gives you that perfect look and it lasts all day. And it takes away that confusion of which colour should I use, because it's about blend, blend.
See, I just thought you'd have to use a specific colour, and because I always thought, oh, my one's too light for me. But then,
and that's the advantage of having a white powder, because you do get confused and you're not sure, and then your skin changes in the winter and the summer, your colour changes. With the white powder, you just blend, blend and blend.
Eryca, thank you so much.
Not
that was fantastic.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
So where's my camera? Which one's my camera? This one? Hi. Okay, then, so we have finished the show for today. We've had some great advice here. So do start applying it, ladies. And you can let me know what you think by emailing chris@chrissybshow.tv. And all the information of our guests tonight will be on my website, chrissybshow.tv. Abigail, how are you feeling? Gorgeous. All right, so we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye for now.